Hello and welcome to another lecture. In this lecture, we will go through Java program structure. So, how the Java's program structure will be there, we will explain in this tutorial. So, let's start. So, the program structure, the first thing which we need to understand about any programming language is its semantics and its syntax. So, syntax means the how we will write our code, and semantics means its meaning. So, the meaning of what we are writing, that is the semantics, and the syntax means how we will write our code. So Java has is a C style language in which the coding is similar to C program, but there are many differences in the way we will write our programs. So the first thing, another thing we need to learn about the program structure is the indentation. Indentation means the spacings which we will provide after the method declaration or anything, a variable declaration. This is which is preferred that you can use any different style of indentation, but the important thing is the readability of our code. If we provide too much space and if we don't put new lines, then it will be difficult for people to understand the code. So it's not a must that you should follow a particular indentation pattern, but it should be code should be readable and understandable, so that we should follow some kind of indentation rules. Next thing which we need to talk about is blocks. So Java consists of blocks. Mostly all the code will be in blocks. So every block will start with a brace and end with a brace. So we can easily identify a block by opening bracket and the closing bracket, and the contain it will contains information in the block. So the blocks are a lot of different types of blocks are there. Static blocks are there, instance blocks are there, and many different blocks are there. So to identify that, identifying it will be the most important part. We have to write our code in the blocks, and we have to follow the indentation rules also. And next thing which we need to understand is the class names index. So class names you seen in the example of the first example video, we created a hello world program. In that, H and world W was capital, so that if any class names you want to create, we have to define it in such a way that it should be start with a capital letter, and if any other words comes in the class name, that also should be capitalized. Rest of the word letters should be in small letters. So that is the syntax for class declaration. Next thing is the variable names. So in Java we follow a lower camel case in which the letters will start with small letters, and if any word comes, that first letter of the word will be capitalized. So that is the syntax for creating variables in Java. So in this program structure we are going through the basic structure of the code, and we will go through with some more examples in the practical session of this video. Thank you for watching now. Hi and welcome to the practical session of this program structure class. And in the program structure, we will go through the program for adding two numbers. So there is simply you want to add two numbers. So in the you know that I have put a main method initially before a function. So the point is that the main function will be the first invoked when we run or compile our code. At that time main method will be invoked, and the function or anything is there, we can put it above the main method or outside the main method, below, anywhere we put. When we invoke that method, at that time it will automatically call that method. So we don't need to worry about the placement of the method. It can be above the main method or below the main method. So here you can see I have created an initialized two variables a and b and provided it with some values, and I am using a method called as system.out.printf. Printf means it is a more useful form of printing the elements. Here we can pass the type of that element. For example, percentage d means digit, so the two digits added together and giving another digit, so we will pass those in the printf method. So that is the use of the printf method. So now we can see the method body of the sum method. So the sum method has two parameters which is called as a and int b, and I'm just returning the sum of the two numbers. So that is the program structure for the simple addition of two numbers in Java. You will see more complex programs. So this is just a next step after the hello world program. So let us run this program to see the output. So the output has came correctly, and that is it for this program. Now let us see a program to print the factorial of a number. So this factorial of a number is a program. We know that factorial of a number is, for example, if for factorial of 4 is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. So like that the factorial will be calculated in mathematics. So we will be focusing on writing a simple program using a concept called as recursion. We can use a recursion technique to do this logic of printing the factorial of number. So let us see the program. So we will start with a method called as factorial. So this method will take a parameter n, which is the number which we need to find the factorial of. So the first thing which we need to do is write an if block. If blocks are available in Java, which will be useful to write the conditional logic. And if inside the if block, first we will write is we'll check whether the number is equal to 1 or equal to 0. Number equal to 0, that means 0 factorial. The 0 factorial will return it as 1. So the execution of the program will stop after the 0. Next thing we need to do is for other conditions other than 0, the condition should execute, and for that we will write return n star factorial of n minus 1. So that will what will happen is it will recursively call that same function again and again until the n becomes 1, n becomes 0. So when n becomes 0, the return value will be 1, and our multiplication will be ending at that time. So this will be work like a stack in Java. Internally, there will be a stack to maintain the function calls, and it will be placed there, and it will be one by one. These method calls will be put over one of the other. Once it reaches the zeroth element, it will calculate the value as 1, and after that it will calculate the 0 plus 1. Like that, it will calculate the entire factorial of for us. And in the main method, I am written just a code to print the particular factorial of the number using the printf method, which we discussed in the previous example. So let us run this program to see the output. So the output as came as 24, and that is it for this lecture on program structure of Java. So in this lecture, we learned about how we can write the program structure in Java, and we learned about two programs, different types of programs, and how we can write some conditional logic also using if block we learned, and we will explain about if blocks and all the things in the later lecture. And thank you for watching. Please continue watching the series. Thank you.